Welcome to Marketing in Your Car, the podcast for funnel hackers everywhere. You are now part of a small group of underground entrepreneurs who are trying to change the world through the products and the services that we believe in. But because we don't rely on venture capitalists, we don't have financial safety nets. So we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. Now, this podcast will give you a glimpse at the daily life of a funnel hacker. So let's get started. Hey everyone, this is Russell, and this is a late night Marketing Your Car. Hope you don't mind. I'm actually just about to start watching 24. But before I did, I want to just kind of reflect on the last 4 days and share some cool stuff with you guys. So we had our Inner Circle group here in Boise. Two Inner Circle groups. There's a group on Monday, Tuesday, and a group on Wednesday, Thursday. And it's the first Inner Circle at the new office, which was so insane. Because that was the whole reason I moved in this new office, if I'm completely honest, is because I wanted to have a room to do Inner Circle meetings in. A year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, I went to Joe Polish's Genius Network event in his offices. We were in his office, and you walk upstairs, and he's got this room that was laid out in a way where you could have a lot of people in it. And I was like, as soon as I saw that room, I was like, I want this. And so I took a bunch of pictures of it, and then went home and messaged our realtor and said we wanted a place. And we started looking around, and then all of a sudden I remembered this place we looked at before, and I was like, and I didn't like the office before because it was laid out really weird. But I was like, if we gutted the whole thing and rebuilt it, we could do this. And so put the offer in, and now a year and a half later, we're in it, and we just did our first Inner Circle meeting, which is so cool. So there's lesson number one. When you see it, then you got to go and get it. Which actually reminds me of one of my favorite stories. It was a story, I'll probably mess up the details, but I think it was at the grand opening of Disney World. And they were there, opening day, and the news and the reporters and everyone's there, and they're, opening up Disney World. And at the time, Walt Disney had passed away, and one of the reporters standing next to Roy Disney, who was Walt's brother, and he looked at Roy and said, "Hey, it's a shame that Walt didn't live to see this." And Roy looked back at the reporter. He said, "No," he said, "you don't understand." He said, because Walt saw this, that's why we're here today. And it's such a cool thing. So many of us have a vision of what we want, but then we don't get it. And so I hope that's inspiring that I saw it and then I didn't think about it. I just went and got it, and now it's here, and it's insane. So anyway, I think it was cool. And it was fun having our own room because we can control the energy and the music and the motion, and thanks to Garrett White, he came to one of our last Inner Circle meetings in our hotel room, and they used to be in hotel rooms, and he kind of shifted how we do the format of stuff, which has added a whole nother level of energy to it, and it's crazy. And so in Inner Circles, there's 100 people in it, but we broke it down into 4 groups. So it was 25 in each group. So we had 25 that came Monday, Tuesday, 25 Wednesday, Thursday, and then in April we've got 2 more groups that come through. And it's funny because April groups are packed. We had to shut those down because there's so many people. So these groups are smaller, and I get super nervous with smaller ones because I'm they're not gonna meet as many cool people and all these things. But it seems like the smaller groups almost are better sometimes because they're smaller, it's more intimate. We get a lot more done. But man, the 2 groups, I wish. Well, first off, I can't even believe that I get paid to be in that room with these entrepreneurs and people that legitimately are changing the world in so many different areas and have so many unique ideas and things I would never think of or fathom, and to be able to sit there and honestly for 4 days just have a chance to absorb all their ideas and their mindset and watching these people. And we have companies from smaller companies doing, whatever, up to, one of the guys in our group is the main marketing guy for Truth About Cancer, and they did launch the $20 million, and they're about to do a new launch. My guess is this new launch they're putting out is called the Truth About Vaccines, and it'll probably do, I don't know, $50-60 million. And then there's, people in the software space, and there's people in, it's so unique. 'Cause I've been in other mastermind groups, but it's where everyone's in the same industry, and so it's hard to glean much from people because everyone's kind of doing the same thing. With this one that's so diverse, it's almost there's not 2 people in the same genre of business. So it's just insane. And so this is kind of a cool thing, and this is what I want to share with you guys because I might be ruining a surprise from the Inner Circle members, but for the first 2 groups at the end of it, I basically got up and thanked everyone, and we gave everyone these shirts that say Inner Circle for Life on it. And I told them, I said, look, this is the deal. Like, the Inner Circle for me was never about like making a bunch of money. Like, I make good money on it, but ClickFunnels is what makes my real money, right? This is kind of a thing. In fact, there's been multiple times I've almost shut it down because I'm just like, oh, like I don't know if it's worth doing and pursuing, because like it's pulling me away from ClickFunnels, which is my focus. But I finished a 4-day event like this, and it's just like I can't even fathom like not having this in my life, like how much I get from it, from the group and from the people. And but I told him, I was like, my goal with this was never like have a big coaching program where I could just keep running people through it, bring people in and let them back out the other side, which is how most of the mastermind groups that are out there happen, right? And so because of that, like we set a cap about a year ago. I said, look, and I think at the time I had like 37 people in it. I was like, if I was to know like how I could facilitate this, like I was like, I can't facilitate more than 100 people the way that I do it. So I said, I'm going to cap it at 100, and that's when we get to 100, like we're going to stop selling it and just kind of close it out. And first it was kind of like a dream. Like I didn't think that was actually possible. And then after we kind of put that limit on it, it grew like almost instantly. Like it was just crazy. Like, boom, just filled all the way up to 100. So we shut it down. And then what's interesting is like after we shut it down, then there's always kind of like some flow where there's a couple, like 1 or 2 people go out, and then people come in, and kind of goes back and forth. And so it's just kind of, applications come in, and if we have spots, we'll call them. If not, we don't. And that's kind of works, and we have people like fight to beg to get in, sometimes to get in. Anyway, so that's what's kind of happening. But then recently, over the last few months, there's been probably 5 or 6 people that have been in the Inner Circle, and then they're like, I love it, I don't want to lose it, but but I want you to put it on pause for like 3 or 4 months, and I'm going to come back later and just hold my spot though. And I was like, a couple of things. First off, like it's not really fair to me or my team, and I was like, it's not really fair to them. It's really not fair to the rest of the group. And I said, my goal is not to keep bringing new people into this group. My goal is I want to take this group and go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I basically told them that today. I said, and so because of that, we decided to set this new rule. And then we gave everyone the shirt that says Inner Circle for Life on it. And then the rule is like, look, if you need to leave the Inner Circle for whatever reason, like that's totally cool, and we'll always remain friends. But if you leave, you can't get back in. That's the new rule. And so that's it. So if you leave, your spot's gone. And what's interesting is, for the most part, everyone was like clapping and cheering, like excited for that. And I didn't tell everybody this, but while I was sitting in the meeting just today, so not like the last 4 days, but just today, we got 17 applications for Inner Circle during today's session. and so like I almost wish I would have told them that, because it's like if you decide to leave, like there's a lineup, and 17 people today applied for your spot. And that's coming in all the time. Some days are less, some days it's 10, some days it's 5, some days it's, whatever. But today alone, 17 applications came in for Inner Circle, and there's not any, I don't think there's spots. I actually have no idea. But it's pretty dang close. If it's not full, there's like 1 or 2 spots. But like then when those are in, then it's done. And like I said, what I kind of told them is that if you cancel, we still love you, but you can't get back in. And so, and I want people in their Inner Circle for Life, because I want to be able to go, because even like we have a new batch, probably 8 or 10 people that came in new since the Funnel Hacking Live event. They kind of got it back up to being at capacity. And today, the first day, I spent the first 3 hours sharing the insanely cool stuff that we're doing that I don't have a chance to share anywhere else, So I'm showing all this stuff, and I'm like, new people, I don't have the foundation to build on this next level of stuff. I'm trying to show what we're doing to get from 8 figures to 9 figures, right? Which is insanely it's kind of crazy. We're from 7 figures to 8 figures in a year, and then I think within 2 to 2.5 years we'll pass 9 in a year, which is crazy, right? But how do you do that? It's really shifting from the traffic sources and how you do it and how you scale. And I'm showing these guys all this stuff, and I'm like, it sucks because some people, the newer people, aren't ready for that because they don't have the foundation for the last 12 months. The last 12 months of Inner Circle is all about getting your front end funnel and lead acquisition strategy right, where you can consistently bring in people. And not everyone, but a lot, like the majority of their circle people have that now. They've got this funnel and coming in consistent leads. And it's like, okay, now we got to build on this. And so I wanted to shift and go super deep, and I did. I had a back step and spend like almost 30 to 45 minutes like giving the foundation. Like, here's kind of what to catch everyone new up. Like, this is what we've all been focusing on. And you still got to do that, but now let's jump into where we're going. And oh, so many cool things I wish I could share with you guys. I wish everyone could be in their circle. It would like be so. Anyway, I wish that was possible. But one of the cool things we're sharing is that like basically there are, if you study J. Abraham at all, there's 3 ways to grow a company, right? There are get more customers, get them to spend more, and then get them to buy more often. Like that's the only 3 ways. So get more customers, get them to spend more, and get them to spend more often. So you look at that, it's like, okay, well, how do you execute on that, right? So getting more customers are all about acquisition funnels. So what are the funnels you have in your business that are there to acquire customers, right? And so again, that's like the last 12 months of Inner Circle has been like getting our group masters at customer acquisition. Like I'd say more than half of our Inner Circle has a front end webinar that they're consistently driving leads into every single day, right? So acquisition things, and I'd say the other half are other types of funnels. Some are book funnels, some are high ticket funnels, but most everyone has a really good lead acquisition, like acquisition funnels in place. So that's step number 1, how to get more customers. Step number 2 then is how to get your customers to pay more. So that type of funnel is what we call an ascension funnel. Okay, so we got step 1 is acquisition funnel, acquiring customers. Step 2 is ascension funnels, ascending customers. And so I showed them behind the scenes of our ascension funnels, right? Like how are we getting people from dollar trial click funnels to $97 a month to $297 to our 3,000 to our 10 and then to our 25. Like what are the funnels inside of our businesses that are sending people, right? Like where else can I talk about this kind of stuff? Like people have to be a certain level to understand this part of it. So it's like I want to keep the group so that I keep going deeper. But I showed them acquisition funnels. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys saw followupfunnels.com, right? At the Funnel Hacking Live event, I did a presentation on follow-up funnels, and then we did it also on my birthday, and probably releasing it again in a week or two. But like that ascension funnel is huge for us. Like it's ascending people up from $97 a month to $300 a month, and like it's huge for like the growth of our company, right? So again, number 1, get more customers through acquisition funnels. Number 2, get your customers to spend more through ascension funnels. And number 3 is get them to buy more often, and that's through your monetization funnels. And so then now it opens to this question like, well, what are all the monetization funnels that are possible? It's like, oh, well, what could they be? And so I was showing other ways we're monetizing people on the back end. And what's interesting, this comes back to the new book, like the new opportunity. So the Expert Secrets book, in Foundation. I wish you were sitting here and we were all on the same page. So 3 ways to build a culture, 3 ways to build a mass movement, attractive character, future-based cause, and then the new opportunity. And then there's 2 ways to structure new opportunity. One's an opportunity switch. Number 2 is opportunity stack, right? So opportunity switch is usually your acquisition funnel. You're switching them into a new opportunity, and then everything else you sell that person in the future needs to be an opportunity stack. So all the monetization funnels are, what are the other opportunities I can stack within this vehicle? I know for some of you guys who, especially if you just got on my podcast, you're like, what is Russell talking about? This sounds like math or PhD or something. But if you go back through and listen and you read the book, like I'm going again, I just got done spending 4 days with my advanced members, so like I'm geeking out. So hopefully those of you guys who are at that level are kind of geeking out with me, and those who are beginners are thinking, I don't know what he's talking about. This sounds amazing, and I'm going to go and study stuff so this makes sense to me soon. Like when I was in school, I remember my teachers talking like, I have no idea what they're saying. And then like by the end of the semester, I'm like, oh, that's what they're saying. Still boring, but at least I get it, right? So anyway, this won't be boring when you get it, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, this means I'm making insane amounts of money, right? But anyway, so there's like, that's it. So there's 3 ways to grow a company: acquisition funnels, ascension funnels, and monetization funnels. Like that's it. And so when you understand that, it's like how these things flow together now. How, like, here's my acquisition funnels, and how do those lead to ascension funnels? How do those lead to monetization funnels? Like boom, there's the process, right? And then it was cool because it was showing, I talk a lot, and if you read the .com Secrets book, I talk about like hot traffic, warm traffic, cold traffic, right? And typically I would say anybody online who's teaching traffic, they're teaching hot or warm traffic, right? Like hot traffic's like your market that loves you, and so they just give you money because they love you. And then you go one step back, it's like your warm audience. And so people always call this cold traffic, but it's not real. Like my definition of warm audience is people who are in your market but don't understand, they don't know who you are yet, right? So like Facebook ads, just by the nature of how you're running them, you are running interest, right? They're interested in internet marketing, they're interested in weight loss, and so you're running ads to those people. Like that's warm traffic. And again, people always tell you it's cold traffic. Like, no, it's not cold. You're targeting interest, so it's warm. What cold traffic is, and then I've been geeking out and studying Gary Halbert again recently. But, Gary and also Kennedy, Dan Kennedy, he was talking about it in Renegade Millionaire, which is a cool course. But he was saying, every marketer's like dream is to be able to, and he's talking about direct mail. Every marketer's dream is to be able to like take the yellow page or the white pages and just direct mail to the white pages, and have it convert, right? If you look at, offline, this is easier to quantify, right? Like well, it is for me because I understand mailing lists. If you understand how like mailing lists work, right? Like it's like, here's your own mailing list. That's your hot market. Your warm market or other buyers in your market don't know who you are. So it's like you rent lists of buyers, like that's your warm. And then your cold is like the phone book. And so that's like the next level I'm trying to get with a lot of these guys, which is like, even for us, like we're just starting to dabble into the like legitimately cold traffic right now. But I showed him like what people in our industry are doing. I showed him Brendan Bouchard, he's doing it now with radio to get cold audiences, right? The phone book people to come into his funnels. I showed what Dean Graziosi is doing with infomercials to get cold people in, and showed just other things. And like that's like the next level, right? It's like, how do you switch your offers? And I was showing like our hot market, this is how we structure an offer. Our warm market, that's what the .com Secrets book was all about. It was created for our warm market. People understood marketing and sales and, like had some kind of business. Like this book was for my warm audience. Then the Expert Secrets book was designed for two reasons. One, it'd be a really cool book that you guys are all going to love. And number two, it was built for cold audiences. It's built so I can go mail the phone book and get everybody to come in. At least that's the goal. So anyway, I may just be tired. So I may make 0 sense right now, but it's just exciting. So why am I sharing this with you guys? A couple reasons. First off, for all of you guys who are selling coaching, this would probably be for you. Is number one is like, don't just build a program where you just push people through. That's how most of them are done out there. And it's like you're just pushing cattle through, right? And you can make money along the way, but you don't get to go deep with people. And so, like I said, the first thing is like we limited ours and said, okay, we're only gonna have 100 people in our group, and we did, and we figured out a way to facilitate 100 people that doesn't destroy me, but also gives the group and people what they need from me, but then also makes the group like insanely strong because there's so much, just so awesome, right? So that's step number one. Step number two is try to build a culture where like when people come in, like if they leave, they can't necessarily come back. Most of us like let customers leave, come and go, and I understand that. Like we do that in ClickFunnels and other things. But I was listening to a Matt Fury CD from like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And he was talking about his membership. He had a continuity program at the time. And he said, hey, you can cancel anytime you want, but if you cancel, you can't come back in. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, it puts more personal responsibility back in their hands. But then also kind of it does you as well. Like, you got to create a good enough experience too that you can keep people in. And so it kind of became a challenge for me. And then Mandy, who's helps run the inner circle with me, we brought up to her, and she was like game. I was game. So like, all right, let's do this. And so, and like I said, like it was interesting, like, cause I shared it with half the group, the first 50 entrepreneurs that came through in the last 4 days, like for the most part, all of them were really excited by that. And, so I encourage you guys in your hiring coaching to do two things. One thing is limit. Number two is don't let people leave and come back in, and it'll force you to be better. It'll force them to commit, and it'll give you the ability to go deeper with people. Like also, if I share with you over the last 18 minutes and 28 seconds is like stuff that's probably over a lot of people's heads, and I understand that. But when you've been in the room with me for a while, like those things start lighting up, and also it's like, oh my gosh, like it becomes more clear. Like for me, it's taken a long time to get this clarity, and even in their circle, it's like we're layering things on. Every meeting, we're layering things on and layering them, and I just look at I was just thinking about last year, for example, like last year, at the last Fun Hacking Live, when people started coming into the inner circle, like that was the first time we started talking about building a culture and started talking about epiphany bridges. Like all last year, like my entire focus with that group was building culture and epiphany bridge stories and the perfect webinar. Like that was our message for the last 12 months. And I look at those who came through, like we've got, I always brag about them. You guys can guess who they are. I'm not going to say their names again because because I just, all right, I'll tell you. It's Brandon and Caitlin, right? So like I don't know if I told you, like their webinars, they're getting 500 customers a day right now off a webinar, and a perfect webinar they did through Facebook Live. Like it's so cool, and they're doing the best with their webinar. But like I've seen person after person after person. Tara Williams did her first webinar and closed, like I think she closed 20 or 25% of her audience and just killed it. And then Allison Prince did her first webinar, and she joined Inner Circle 6 weeks ago. She never heard who I was, and then she was at Affiliate Summit. I was the only speaker who didn't get drunk, who wasn't drunk speaking, and so she called her offices. She joined the Inner Circle, came to the FAT event, wrote a webinar, and then this Monday, it's like 4 days ago, she did her first webinar and did $20,000 in sales, and now she's got this tool that will make her millions over the next 6 months or so. And so it's like, I'm not sure exactly where I was going with this. It's been a long week, a long night. Anyway, but like it's just fun because you can go deep with people, and that's what I want. I want to be able to take this group, my Inner Circle, and I don't look at it as like a way for me to make money. I look at this as a way to like legitimately change the world and go really deep with these entrepreneurs, and it's just fun. So anyway, I hope that helps. It could be just rambling, and if it is, I apologize. You can just skip this episode and listen to the next one when I'm not quite as tired, but it's been amazing. The last 4 days have been fun. It's been a hard week though. It's funny. So Monday and Tuesday we had the first group. Tuesday night we did like a little dinner party that both groups could hang out at, and then Wednesday my wife flew off to go to Tony Robbins event, so she's gone. Luckily, we've got a helper that helps during the day, so she's helping the kids. So then Wednesday night, I forgot I had to teach scouts. It's like I get done with the meeting, and I had to like come home, get my kids. My twins are in the scouts, and grab the kids, get our scout shirts on, leave my little daughter with the other kids, and we race over, and I teach scouts for an hour, and then race back home, and then get the kids to bed, and like, and it's funny without your wife here, like, I know my wife works hard, but like it always seems easier. I shouldn't say this, but from the outside, like it looks easy what they do, and then like when you're in charge of doing it, you're like, wow, they really do a lot. Who knew this whole time? Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, so it's that playing dad, and then waking up in the morning early and getting the kids ready and getting their lunch ready and getting all the stuff done, and then like all the stuff, the hustle and bustle, getting them out to school buses and getting their hair combed and like boom, and then they're out the door, and then I'm like, oh crap, like Inner Circle starts in 30 minutes. I'm running and showering and shaving and like changing, and then like racing out the door, and like get to Inner Circle, me like 5 minutes late. I'm like, I'm so sorry guys. Like I used to play mom and dad, so then run the Inner Circle, which today was like an emotionally impactful day. It was awesome. As soon as I get done the Inner Circle, and I had a race, pick up my kids, then go get my daughter from soccer practice, then they had a big school art party tonight, and then they were all starving because we didn't have time to eat dinner yet, so I swung by KFC and ate a bunch of chicken and root beer, which was super unhealthy, and like everyone's like then angry and tired and like blah, and then got them all to bed, and now I'm sitting on the couch rambling. The last 4 days have been insane. Anyway, I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a little more relaxed. I got some projects I gotta get done, and then we're gonna be having some fun while the wife's away, and then she'll be back, and then then it'll be good. So I'm not sure I'm telling you guys all this stuff. I must be tired or lonely or both. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch 24 now because it's still the best show on TV, even though Jack Bauer's gone. I'm just like crossing my fingers he comes back. In fact, I don't know if you guys watched. So 24's got the new 24. I can't remember what it's called, the new one. Jack Bauer's not in it, but he's executive producer. But at the same time, also watching Designated Survivor, where Jack Bauer is now, or I guess Kiefer Sutherland, but Jack Bauer, he's now the president in that show. And I'm thinking what's going to happen is somewhere in the middle, there's going to be like a crossover event where it's like 24, and like all of a sudden, like the people CTU are going to realize that Jack Bauer is actually the president, and they're like, wait a minute, you're Jack Bauer. And then he's like, wait a minute. And like Jack Bauer like faked as the HUD secretary and Designated Survivor, and like, anyway, it's going to be amazing. If you're not watching either of those shows, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you're watching both of them, you just had a little like geek out moment with me, and you're like, yes, there's going to be a crossover event, and Jack Bauer's coming back. Anyway, I hope he does. That'd be amazing. If I was writing for both these guys, I would be. All right, I'm going to stop before I say something really dumb. Anyway, you guys, appreciate you all. Have an amazing night and weekend. And we're a few weeks away from the launch of the new book. Oh, and we're doing something cool. Okay, one more thing. So the new Facebook Messenger stuff's like the new big craze, right? Everyone's talking about how cool it is, and like everyone's convinced it's going to be the greatest thing in marketing since sliced bread. And I think it'll be cool, but I don't think it'll be that cool. But I think it's going to be cool for a while. So I'm pretty sure the people like me are going to abuse it, and then Facebook will take it away. So I'm not like banking on it as a long-term strategy, but definitely banking on it as a short-term strategy. And then if it does happen to stay long-term, that'd be awesome. But I just feel like it's way too easy to abuse. So, but while it's abusable, we're going to. So basically what it is like you can get people, you can run an ad on Facebook and get people to click on something, then it like adds them to like your Facebook Messenger. But then you can like send out autoresponders and mass broadcast to everyone who's ever subscribed to your Facebook Messenger, which is awesome, right? So I recorded a quick little video today. Yeah, today I did, and then we're going to run it tomorrow as a Facebook Live, and basically giving away the first 3 chapters of the book if they if they join me in Facebook Messenger. So my goal is to try to get like, I don't know, 20 to 100,000 people in the next month to get the first 3 chapters of my book for free through Facebook Messenger. And then when we go live, I can have 100,000 people to spam. Mass market. Communicate with about our the book launch happening. So that'd be pretty amazing. But anyway, I'm excited. Oh, and I also got so many cool things. I forgot. So for our affiliate contest, we're kind of a big superhero theme. So we found Todd found these like Superman, or not Superman, but like Batman, Iron Man, costumes. But they're not costumes. They're like legit. Like I bought one. There's $3,000. They custom fit it to you, and then they mold the metal. Like I'm pretty much Batman. Anyway, they shipped me. Took a picture. They're about to ship it of it, and it's supposed to be here, I think, early next week. And then I'm gonna take a bunch of JV videos with it, and then we're gonna be giving away like 10 of those outfits to people that win our affiliate contest. But like I'm actually gonna be Batman here within a week. It's so crazy. And it's not like the wimpy Batman from back in the day. It's like Batman versus Superman. Even though like Ben Affleck's lame, but like the suit that he wore, that like looks like the biggest, baddest Batman of all time. That's what I bought. So really looking forward to that as well. So, all right, guys. Well, for 26 minutes, that's equivalent of like 22 normal marketing your car podcasts. So I'm going to be done for today. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Hopefully this makes some sense. And I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our funnel hacking projects. You can also watch the Funnel Hacker online reality show and watch us build and launch funnels live at www.funnelhacker.tv. If you'd like to come hang out with your fellow funnel hackers, come join our Facebook group at www.projectclickfunnels.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can get a free MP3 player with the first 257 episodes preloaded at marketinginyourcar.com. Join us next time, and remember, you're just one funnel away from your dreams.